Hello everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and today I want to give you a little bit of an apology, because like I said, so my users got a little bit bent out of shape and angry. I don't even know if they really were watching the video as much, so I just wanted to explain a little background, a backstory, if I can. First of all, one of the things I keep hearing is why don't you get a job? Well, when you're legally blind, there really isn't any jobs. If they're not even hiring Afro-American people, they're not hiring any urban city people, and they certainly aren't going to hire any handicapped people. In Winsted, where I live, the jobs have disappeared, just like Donald Trump said. Just like Raspro said, there's been a big, giant sucking sound as the employment just went out the door, just like that. And that, of course, makes it really hard because, you sit there and say, well, why aren't you doing something about it? Well, the problem is how can you do anything about it? Let me try to put this thing down here because the sun's coming in. By the time I shot this video, it's sun's getting ready to set, and I started this video a little late, and I'm sorry about that. Okay, so where was I? In my area, there's like no jobs. It's a small community. It was a small mill town at one time. One time it was a really big deal. There was a lot of work. There was a lot of income coming in from people. And the economy was really strong and vibrant. Even prior to NAFTA and GATT, Winsted saw a lot of jobs leave this area and go to the southern states. And then after they left the southern states, because of NAFTA in particular, Winsted in most of the United States has seen a significant loss of employment, as Donald Trump has repeatedly stated in his rallies. So I wanted to first of all explain a little bit of background here. In Winsted, there is no mass transit of any significance. The job market in Winsted is everybody has to have cars to get from point A to point B. Like Dory said in her video, I will post a link to hers down here. I did the video interview, but it's on her channel because I felt it'd be better to put it on her channel, so you can go to that channel, because she needs the publicity anyway. She really needs to see me more viewers, and it definitely is important. That's true. The plans now, I already kind of stated the plans in the beginning. I don't think they're going to change. These things are okay, but I don't really like being tied to an iPhone or a BlackBerry anyway. So what I might do is I might go ahead and sell my cell phones outright and get rid of the MiFi right now because I need the money, and around the 3rd. But I've looked at the resale values of iPhone 4S's and 16 gigabyte sizes. They don't really make a lot of money right now. And it does get a brand new T-Mobile SIM card in it that hasn't yet been activated. It's sitting in the back of the rubber case. And the chip is actually in the phone itself. So it is unlocked. I can use it with any provider. So if you want to use it with Straight Talk or Simply Mobile or any other GSM provider, you can use it for that. I'm going to just sell it because I need the money. And I can at least attest that when I bought it secondhand, refurbished, it has no chips, it has no cracks, there's no breaks in the phone, there's no screen scratches. I always treat my phone pretty decently, so, I just need to, right now, I just need to make some money. The first thing I want to point out is that when you're legally blind, like I said, employers aren't going to likely hire you, because the fact is, if they're not willing to hire American people for doing a job, because they want low cost. And if you can hire somebody who has, you know, skills and talents in the field, they're not going to hire you either, because they're really trying to save money by hiring people that they can train to their own needs, which may sound stupid, but it's true. Donald Trump wants to change that, and I'm really looking forward to the change, but it's not going to happen overnight. Far from it. He's going to have to do it with Congress. He's going to have to deal with people in Congress that are going to fight him every inch of the way. He's got, of course, a lot of supporters in the GOP. He's got to still deal with the never-Trumpers that are still in office. Those men and women will do everything they can to put roadblocks in front of his policies. So it's not really going to be easy for him to encourage change. But if he manages to do it, that'd be great. Like one of those latest rallies he said, say in Iowa, is he would like to see, he said if this was Reaganomics in the 1980s, we would have created 12 million jobs in this country, in this economic order. We would have been doing great. But that's not what happened, okay? We got a horrible, horrible president named Barack Obama who has done nothing but create problems for Americans everywhere, especially in the inner cities. The people in the inner cities under Barack Obama, I don't care if you're black, Latino, Chinese, Japanese, legally blind, quadriplegic, paraplegic, whatever, you know what I'm talking about if you live in the inner cities. There's so much despair, and it certainly affects me. Now I'm going to try to calm down a little bit, but I'm not going to back down and say what I said was not what I was really feeling. I'm staying behind what I'm saying because I really meant what I said. I showed you just how angry I can get. If it sounded like the angry ginger, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be copper cab. I don't care if it's Clear Control, Mike Control, whoever, okay? I just had to get that off my back. And I'm sorry it offends, but, you know, it's true. There's a lot of people in this country who have no understanding about people who have physical handicaps. There's a lot of discouragement and a lot of disgust for those who have, for all intents and purposes, have tried to reach the American dream and can't because of physical infirmities. And those people really, just like the Afro-Americans and the Hispanic community, need to be given a fair chance because they're Americans too. And we were born and raised in this country. We were told the same thing, American dream, you know, everybody was told that. It wasn't just the well-to-do crusty busties out there who were telling that. Everybody was. I grew up in the time of Ronald Reagan and Reaganomics. I grew up when we had Reagan was doing excellent. We had yes, his defense complex was strong, but he also was creating jobs for people. Reaganomics was a big boom. We were doing great. Today, that's not the case. There's a lot of despair and a lot of feeling of desperation in the United States, and it's affecting me just as much as it's affecting everybody else. And so it's easy to say, you expect me to sit there and always put a happy face on and be the talking head on camera. I'm sorry you think that, but that's not the way I feel deep down in my heart. Deep down in my heart, I'm saying to myself, but I still want to reach the American dream. I've still got to find a way to establish myself as a working member of the community, as a contributing member. That's what these videos are for, folks. It did not start out necessarily completely to be altruist. I mean, for fun. I mean, altruism does exist, yes, but there definitely was an intention to one day to make a small little, at least a little bit of pocket change. That's the whole reason why these videos were created, and I haven't done that. And I feel, as I keep trying to push the envelope and I really want to make my videos better and stronger and faster. It's going to be very difficult to do that, and of course, like I said before, I'm not the only one on YouTube trying to do that. A lot of us are. And so I'm competing against every other, video producer, and it's a lot of competition. No doubt about it. So, like I said, watch Story's video. I'm going to put a link down below. I did not edit the video at all. It is raw. I just put it up raw with her permission so that you realize, because we see how the mainstream media always is taking sound bites out of videos and then taking it out of context. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to let you see the raw stock, and she agreed to put it on her channel. So we'll get a chance to see that here, and that will be in the description below. And do check it out. So, do I feel better now that I've kind of come up with a better plan? Yeah, I do. I do feel better. But that doesn't mean I'm out of the hole. That's not changed. Okay, I'm still struggling. But at least after I did that video, like I said, the video was originally called to blow off some steam, and that's exactly what I did. And unfortunately, I may have upset somebody, and I'm sorry. By the way, if you want to know more about what area I live in, you can go to www.city-data.com and look up zip code 06098 or Winsted, Winsted, Connecticut, that's CT, and you can look up the statistics of the town I live in, the kind of environment, the geographical, everything, and you can learn about my background and my community. Likewise, in a few videos in the past, I have provided you copies of my certificate of disabilities, so you know that I am sincere. But it doesn't matter if I show you paperwork or not. I mean, unlike, say, Hillary Rotten Clinton, I'm not afraid to divulge the facts. I'm not afraid to tell you the truth. Okay? I have nothing to hide. I really don't. I mean, I've been doing these videos since 2011. Go back, look at all the videos. Holy crap, there's over 800 of them. You could see how far I've come and how many times I've struggled. And if you remember in November, I told you that the situation was going to be hard, and I meant it. It hasn't changed. It's really, really difficult in this day and age to stress that. I mean, we're so used to, we're so told, we're so I think we've kind of become kind of calloused for people who are in big media. I don't care if it's a video interview with a family whose son has died in a war or violence or terrorism. We tend to say, well, that's not my problem, and we tend to throw our hands in the air. That's, it's sad, but it does happen. And I can just tell you right now is that as I work hard to try to resolve my financial matters, and as I try to work to find where I fit into this giant system, I'm very talented, but the biggest problem is one, there's no mass transit in Winsted of any significance. So getting to a job like a factory would mean I'd have to go to work in China, because guess what? That's where all the factories are in Mexico. They're not in the United States anymore. Winsted used to be a bustling mill town. It's gone. The industry is left. There's nothing left in this town at all. And so, you can sit there and say all these horrible things about people, but I think before you say anything, I think you should do a little bit of legwork and find out if there's anything that the individual is saying that's true. Winsted does have a web presence. It's sometimes known as the town of Winchester, Connecticut. It's complicated the way our charter is written. Don't ask me to explain it because I don't quite get it either. Basically, Winsted is the downtown area, and the whole area is called Winchester. And that's spelled Winchester, just like the gun. And it's really kind of quite an amazing thing when you look at the city data and Winsted, which is, like I said, it'll show you the data for the small inner city of Winsted. It's really sad down here. The economy is terrible. All the businesses have left. Winsted mostly has food service. Those businesses are still here. But anything like micro manufacturing or service industries besides food is gone. That's one of the reasons why I'm so dang fat. It's because I can get food, but I can't get the other things I need. And that's the reason. That's why I have to mail with everything, is because I can't buy it locally. I would like to be able to buy this stuff locally if I can. But if there's no place to get it locally, you have to buy it on the internet. Which means that, unfortunately, you're not supporting your local community at large. That sucks, okay? I'm willing to talk to anybody, but the last comments on the last video really did not deserve a response. Because before they even posted the video, if they had watched the video, they would have seen that I answered the question before they even asked it. So that's kind of the reason I didn't answer it. So we're gonna keep the house phones because they provide us with a sense of stability and security. Because, as the reason I explained once before, is I'm getting up there in years. I don't have the best health in the world, and I have a phone in every room in this apartment. In fact, my bedroom has two, because originally a little phone was going to be shared with Dory, but she decided that she wasn't going to move in because she had her own things to deal with. But that's okay. All right, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But, the thing is that, besides, I'm sorry that I maybe overreacted a bit, but I really was panicking and I really was struggling to figure out how to express myself. And I'm sorry that I gave some of you guys earaches. I'm sorry that I offended some of you with the foul language. But I am a human being. Okay, and I was just upset. Alright guys, look. Do watch the video on Dory's channel. It's not very long. It's as I said, it's in its raw form. But check it out, and please don't be afraid to leave comments below. I will read them. I promise you that. And that's all I can say for now. So for the time being, talk to you soon. Oh, by the way, I've been keeping up with all the stuff going on with the all the news and everything, and hopefully in the near future, like coming up in November, we're gonna get the other studio set up again, and we'll be able. By the way, on Thursday of next week, the temperatures are going to lower down. Let me get you the weather forecast since I got the phone here. I don't usually have it with me, but the heck with it. Okay, so let's get with the weather. I'll just use the quick app instead of the fancy one since they fixed it. For a while the quick app was broken, but it's been fixed again. So right now it is 26 degrees. Okay, expected high was for Sunday was 29. It was warmer, yes. It cooled down a lot. I got the air conditioner on anyway. Monday will be high at 29. Tuesday, temperature will start to drop. It'll be 28 degrees. Wednesday, it'll be 30 degrees. Thursday, the cold starts to come in. High at 26. Then, on Friday, 22. Saturday, 24. And then it gets warm again. And by the way, the nighttime lows are going to be in the lower teens and upper single digits, so it's not going to be really too bad outside. By the way, it means I can get ready to turn the air conditioner off for winter and take it out of the window, but that's that. Okay, so for now, I just want to make sure you understand that I really want you to know that I am, I'm just sorry if I upset you. That I just had to say what I had to say, And I know some people have thick skin and others don't. But I would just recommend, before anybody starts saying anything about the videos, is watch them through to the entirety, okay? Because I know it's time consuming, but seriously, if you watch the video through its entirety, then you will be better informed to comment on it. If you're watching it on an Android device and you have it in a little sub panel, that's fine too. But make sure to wait till the main topic or the topic that's being discussed is finished before you comment. That way you can be sure that you have understanding what's going on in the world or in my life, whatever. Okay? So see you soon, guys. Bye-bye.